What is up, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful day. This is going to be a quick video going over some combat basics in Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, explaining in more detail how to better utilize the system and get the most out of it, deal the most damage, and everything else. So keep in mind, these are just basic things. They're not like the most crazy, but they'll probably help you understand things better and kill monsters more effectively, and just get the most out of the battle system. So first thing I want to talk about that a lot of people might not utilize enough because it's kind of hard to target and you don't always pay attention is breaking the body parts on the different monsters that you come across. They'll have, arms, legs, backs, horns, claws, all these different parts. And you can see, like here, you target the leg, and then there's the red bar and the orange bar, the yellow bar underneath it. And that is the body part. And when you break these, not only does it give you more rewards or better drop chances, but it also can take away some of the attacks on the monster, depending on what monster it is. So it's something to keep in mind and something to do when you can. It will make the fight a little bit easier, and it will help you out with getting more loot. Now, that leads me to the next part, and that is staggering and toppling. Now, it's a mechanic that's been in the Xenoblade games forever if you're familiar with them, but it's very key in this game too, and it helps you a lot. It's not as powerful as the other games, but it still is very powerful, and you should utilize it when you can. You always want to make sure you have arts that stagger and topple in your arts palette. That's for you and your allies. Make sure you have those in there so you can execute the combos. But the main benefit of the stagger is, well, it staggers the enemy, and you can see in the top left up there, it'll show you that they're staggered, and that'll mean they can be toppled. And when they're toppled, they not only cannot attack you at all and they're helpless, but all of your attacks are guaranteed to hit and you will not miss any of them. And some arts and other skills will deal more damage to an enemy that is staggered or toppled. So it's a great way to increase your damage and take out the enemies a lot faster. Not only for that, but if you see them, they're going to do a strong attack, or they're hitting you hard, if you can get a topple off, you can, like I said, immobilize them and make it so you are a-okay. Now, the other thing is, you have your arts and they go on cooldown, and if you look on the bottom right by the Y button there's that yellow bar or lime green bar, and that is your quick arts bar. And what that allows you to do is any art that you've already used that's on cooldown, you can press Y to use a portion of that bar to immediately cast the art again. And this is very useful if you're trying to do certain combos, or an ally calls out for a certain soul charge and you don't have access to that soul charge because it's on cooldown. But do keep in mind the cost of the bar will vary based on how much of the cooldown was remaining. So if you just use an art and then use a quick art on it, the cooldown is just started, so it's going to take a lot more from that quick arts bar. Now that brings me into the final part, which is the soul charge mechanic. And as you can see, and I'm sure you're well aware if you've played the game, allies will give out commands in certain colors, like right there with Alma, and you need to match that color with an art on your bar, and it will execute the command and heal your allies, and it'll also give you morale, and it's the way you got to do things. And if you miss those or don't do them, they will become less and less frequent, and that's not good. You want your soul charges and your soul commands to be constant in a battle. The more they're going, the better the battle is going to go for you. So don't neglect them. Always try to match the colors, and that's where, like I said, the quick art command comes in if you got to match a color. But do keep in mind, your allies, if they have a command available for the soul charge or an art, they will use it, and you don't have to follow through. So when you see somebody give out a soul command, wait like 5 seconds and see if an ally will answer it, so that way you don't have to, and you'll still get all the bonuses and effects. And that is the main way you're going to heal and keep your HP topped off, is by doing these soul commands and matching them and answering them to the allies. And when you see a B button come on the screen, it's not only a morale check, but it's also your character. If you initiate it right, your character will call out a soul command for the allies to do, and the cycle continues and keeps going. So that is basically the bread and butter of the combat system, is constantly be doing soul commands, be doing your soul charges, and if you keep that loop going, you're going to have constant soul commands coming out, and you're just going to be amplifying damage, you're going to be healing, and you're going to be taking advantage of everything you can do. So that's going to do it for about the basics of combat. These tips will help you get a good grasp on it and handle most battles. I'll probably do a more advanced combat and tips guide for combat, and I'll even do one for skells and everything, but a lot of the scale stuff can be applied to this. But if you got any questions or comments, let me know down below, and I'll be glad to help you out and answer them. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, later guys. Peace out. Have a good one.